Hello YouTube, this is the Lone Pantheist, and today I'm going to discuss something that I really just don't really care about anymore. Somebody posted, or didn't post a link or a comment. They actually sent me a personal message wanting me to view a video. He was an Afrocentric, and it was about one of my older videos, and it was a response to that. Afrocentrics because that's why I used to. That's what some of my older videos were made from. Now, the video I posted was to try to get people interested in African cultures. Okay, but instead, most people have actually, said, oh, they've messaged me personally and said, I didn't know that about Africa. That's nice. I looked into it, and they've even posted on this video. I might provide a link below. But he posted a video about the black presence in Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Thailand, Burma, stuff like that. Okay, I hate to break this to you, but they were from India, and we're not from Africa. Indian people have very dark skin, especially the Southern Indians. Okay. Now, before you go off and say, well, the Southern Indians are Africans, stuff like that, or all Indians are African. First of all, we're all African. Okay. Matter of fact, the people that Renuka Rashai likes to claim, the Adamanese people, they actually broke off from the Africans way earlier before the white man did. Okay. So yeah, you're more related to us than you are to them. Okay. And that's in the Adanese Islands, Nicobar Islands, or whatever. But we're talking about India right now, which is still owned by India. But anyway, so yeah. Now, before you try to get into that little divide that the Eurocentrics first created with their concepts of trying to get their plug into Indian culture by stating that the Northern Indians, they try to assimilate them to white culture and try to say that Southern Indians were of a different race. They said Dravidian. Well, you do the same, but you just flip it. Unfortunately, you're all both wrong. I will provide a link below. It says 90% of all Indians are genetically related. So it doesn't matter which grouping they came from, which migration you want to concoct. Okay, they've all mixed together. They're all of the same genetic ancestry of the people. Whoever made this, whoever made that. You say, well, this was made by this people, this was made that people. All modern day Indians are genetically related to these people now. Okay, because there's been intercaste marriages. They're even the tribals are related to even northern Indians. Okay, I will post that link below. It's very lengthy, so I'm going to have an excerpt right below. You can read from it, and it is in there. I will try to count the paragraphs and say it's such there. I might do that, but anyway, read for yourself. So anyway, he's all talking about these geographical places, Africa and Cambodia. So I brought a map. All right, this is what we're going to be talking about. Okay, I'll figure this out somehow. All right, there's India, there's the Burma, and there's Thailand, Vietnam, and over here there's Saudi Arabia, and then we're looking over to this side. And there's Africa, and Africa right there. Well, you get the idea. Europe. So, okay, now there's India. Okay, so you have Southern Indians right here. Okay, they go through here, sail. I can't remember if they sailed or if they actually traveled there. But there's several empires of India that spread through this region. They actually brought with them Hinduism and Buddhism. Okay, this is proven facts. You can look it up. I'll try to provide a link below as well. Okay, and there you go. Now, are we going to say that these people, these ancient people that you're talking about, who brought Buddhism to this area, were African or Indian? Well, we gotta have to say that they're Indian because, well, they came from here. Now, you can concoct any theory you want to and say that they came from Africa, but what's more, look how much they have to travel. Okay, all through there, go through there, finally down there. Okay, now the simplest answer tends to be the correct one. What's more simple? Came way over from here, this little area, or if they came from right down here and went over to here. Okay, I mean, just think about that. Okay, I mean, it's not really that hard to contemplate. Okay, now if anybody has any doubts as to how can a South Indian be in a painting mistaken as an African, okay, I will post a link below. This will also give you a little insight to Hinduism. There's various shades of Indians, okay, and they're all genetically related. They've all adapted. The farther north you go, as far as south you go, close to the equator, and you can also look into it and tell that these people could be in paintings mistaken for. So how do you tell the difference? Well, it's actually kind of easy. All right, and it usually comes from like the designs of the hair. Okay, and certain designs that were prevalent in Africa, and it's agriculture, or not agriculture, but it's pottery and stuff like that, and the little figurines they make. Sorry, I'm tired. I can't really think of the technical terms right now, but I've been studying all my. But anyway, so you can look at their art, okay, and crafts, stuff like that, and look at how they have their hair designs. Look at how Indians portrayed their women to have their hair designs and their men to have their hair designs, as well as their clothing and everything. And then you go to Cambodia and you see the same thing you see in India that you don't see in Africa. Now, some of you Afrocentrists may want to claim that Egypt was the center of knowledge. Okay, once again, this area right here, way up here is Egypt. Okay, well, yeah, right there. All right, all that's kind of bent because I'm focusing more on this area. All that was desert when there was no pyramids or nothing. When this right here, the Indus Valley civilization, right around North India and parts of Pakistan, was in its heyday. Okay, the Indus Valley civilization got start before there was even a civilization in Egypt. Now, you can say the Sphinx and all that stuff, but to be honest with you, it really just depends on the time scales. It really just depends on which cities you're looking at in the Indus Valley civilization. And the Indus Valley civilization also sparked from other civilizations, other agricultural communities, which were just there. The history there is far older than Egypt. Okay, nobody got anything. If anything, the Egyptians learned from them. Okay, because the Silk Road traveled through there. There's mentions. It's not called India, but there's mentions of the mysterious East, even in the Bible. They got it in the Quran. They got it in Persian folklore, and I'm pretty sure they got it in Egypt too. Okay, now you may get mad at this, okay, but keep in mind I'm a white guy. I have nothing really to gain from this because I'm also discrediting Eurocentrics as well as Afrocentrics. Okay, and the Afrocentrics are, the problem with you guys is that you're just brutally just going after every racial group. I mean, anything that's not attached to Africa, you're going there. Okay, and you're saying, well, this was this. We got black royalties here. We taught the Native Americans, through the Olmecs. Okay, there's a lot of you can show me scientists who've said the Olmecs are black. Okay, and I'm not really disputing. I'm not going to get into dispute with that. But you have to remember that there's a lot of self-hate from Europeans because of slavery. And because of that, they do tend to kind of appease the masses or try to, like we'll see the Africans did do something. Well, they don't have to do this. You can go to Africa and uncover your own history and your own cultures, which were ransacked during colonization. That's the truth right there. But then you want to discuss about a matrix, okay? The world has never seen itself as white and black in terms of skin tones as much as Western civilization has. This is the curse of Western civilization. This is one of the reasons why I don't really support Western civilization. Okay, because whereas they criticize the Middle East for dividing on religion, we could be criticized equally for dividing on race. Okay, skin color. So much so that I guarantee you, if you went up to the Ku Klux Klan and broke a white crayon, or you went up to the new Black Panther Party and broke a black crayon, they'd get upset because they'd think and they would view it as a racial thing. Okay, because you've been programmed to view these things as color. You've been programmed to think of the world as Europe and Africa, these evil people. You have the white racists who go around saying that the light and the white light of creation was our birth, and they were tied to the whiteness of light and then the whiteness of the energy. You have the blacks who say, or the black Afrocentrics who say, that it was that they're tied to the darkness of space and dark matter and dark energy. First off, dark matter and dark energy ain't really dark. It's invisible. It's transparent. It's like water. Okay, they just call it dark matter, dark energy for the hell of it. Okay, because they don't know what it is. It invokes mystery. You can't see it in the darkness of space. Darkness of space is essentially nothingness. Okay, so you got these two people, and they go around. So they even try to flip the Taoist symbol. Okay, the one that's split. You got the white and then the black, the negative and positive, positive, negative, whatever. You have those two little dots. Okay, don't know the name of that symbol. Don't really care right now. It's not gonna. I'm just trying to highlight a point here. Okay, and then of course the Eurocentrics, the extremist white, like spiritualist people will say, we'll see white and black, it's good and evil. And then you have the Afrocentrics who do the same thing when they scream black power, that the whites have switched it, and it really originally was that black was good and white was bad. Okay, I mean you have, and it's sad to see this. You're talking, even the comedics, man. You guys have so diluted yourself. Any word that you see that resembles black, you automatically assume that it's talking about you. Eurocentrics did the same thing. Oh well, you know, in India, the color white stands for purity and innocence, like it does in the West. Yeah, it's also the color widows wear. Then of course you have the Afrocentrics who try to say that black's the powerful color, and our skin's that color, so it gives us it gives us the intimidating look, and that but then you also got cultures who say that black, black, the color black's sexy and stuff like that, but also has negative connotations, like evil. It's been associated with evil, it's associated with darkness, fear, death, stuff like that. There's evil and good connotations, in this, and most importantly to remember, it's fucking a color. That's all it is. It's a color. Okay, get over it. I mean, this is like the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a group of people who actually could spout so much dumb shit and actually make it sound so intellectual that it's actually dangerous to even fathom this. Okay, they're so obsessed with either color, white or black, or the continents of Europe and Africa, and they will try to link you to it. So India, bless you. You've done a great job. I got Carl Sagan in that video, okay, and he's up there. He's giving kudos to you guys because y'all came with time scales. But this is Western civilization. This is the curse of Western civilization. Okay, and unfortunately, it's been spread into a lot of parts of Africa, mainly Southern Africa and South Africa, where they actually flipped it. Now they have like high, crime against whites, where it used to be apartheid. So you have racism, but now it's flipped. And I don't really see it getting better. Okay, I see this as a tension, or the tension between the cultures, and you got, the tension between Christians, Muslims, and atheists. The whole situation in the West is really bad right now. And it's being sugarcoated by technology and stuff like that. But in India and China and Japan mainly has a lot of technology. It's spreading to India. India has a lot of software companies. There's one major one. I think it's Infosys. And they're just there's a lot of stuff, and y'all are on your way up. So is China, and some of us will be coming there. And I hope that to help out the companies. I'm just hoping that India will keep to its own culture. Maintain its differences, or its differences from the West, because the West is obsessed with color. Oh yes, and as for caste system, very important. I'm going to highlight this part of the video right here below, so you can just skip right to it. As for caste system, okay, one has to look at the French system before, I think it's the 17th, 18th century, where they had three estates. They had the clergy, the noble, and the commoner and peasants. Now, the bigger group is the commoner and peasants. Now, they treated the commoners and peasants, 98% of the population, like total crap. Okay? When you visit a hospital and you're on a dying bed, the commoners had to go to an area where the walls were painted with visions of hell, and you got to repent and worship, God, and, in visions of death and stuff like that. Whereas the noblemen and the clergy, when they went to another hospital, and it was nice, and there's heavenly depictions and all that, and they even got massages. Okay, or not massages, but they got it wasn't massages, but because I don't think that they knew the technique of massaging back then. But it was something. It was like body rubs, I guess. Something. And it was basically like being at a spa. So you really just gotta look at it. Okay, this is how France, this is how Europe treated its people. Okay, and it's disgusting. And yet these are the same people that are trying to get on to Hinduism for having a caste system. Okay, it happens. All right. There's going to be, as in Hinduism, as they say, there's the spell of Maya, which is the cloak. Okay, and there's going to be discrimination based on that. Now, by far the stupidest discrimination is the one that the Western civilization has created against Europe and Africa, white and black. So much so that they've even gotten to the point where they are trying to reverse the trends of sometimes the good guys can wear black and sometimes bad guys wear white, and they even get to the point where like they won't call God, what was it? It was like a cartoon that they went and they had like General Blue and they had General Black and they had General Red, and they actually made it was a Japanese cartoon. They actually made the name of General Black changed to like General like Gold or something like that because they're afraid of racial connotations. That right there, I mean, you just gotta look at that and realize how stupid that just sounds. Okay, these are colors. Okay, deal with it, people. All right, and this is a long video, but I was tired when I made it, so I may just try to see if I can edit it. Bye, YouTube.